All right, good afternoon. Welcome to our afternoon commencement here at Georgia Tech's 257th commencement. My name is Stephen Norris. I'm part of the social media and communications team here at Georgia Tech. And over the next 45 minutes or so, we're going to be introducing you to some of the students you'll be seeing crossing the stage a little bit later. It's a really exciting time for us here at Georgia Tech. So let's take a look around where we're at. We are in what we call Zelnak Gym here at Georgia Tech. This is where our basketball team practices. We've got some training facilities over here. And what is happening, what you're seeing, is all of the graduates are getting organized in alphabetical order by major. So all these pink signs you see up here represent engineering majors. We've got all engineering in the gym right now. We've got another gym where students are lining up where we've got our business students. We've got some students from the College of Sciences as well. And what we want to do over the next hour or so, 45 minutes or so now, is introduce you to some of the folks, as I mentioned, that you'll see crossing across the stage a little bit later. And what I'm going to do right now is hand the microphone over to my colleague, Bryce, who I think you've got some student athletes to introduce us to.
That's right. Let's come over here. This is Sylvester Obanda. We also have Kyle Surge Henderson, and over there, Buzz is checking out AJ Gray. My name is Bryce Zimmerman. We're going to be telling you all sorts of different stories here this afternoon as we get set for our second commencement of the day. But I'm going to start off talking to you guys because you have to get in line and get set up. But we're going to start here with Sylvester Obanda, and I'm going to ask you one question that it's really on my mind. What has you more nervous? Graduating, walking across that stage today, or when you played against Duke at Cameron?
Oh, wow. I think that's a no-brainer. I think that's we're walking across the stage. We're talking about a top 10 program in every category, ranging from engineering to business, computer science, and all that. I think Georgia Tech is just a phenomenal place, phenomenal institute, and I'm glad I was able to walk today, and it's a privilege. I'm so excited.
What was your experience coming to Georgia Tech to play on this basketball program and getting to know the city of Atlanta and the country?
I always knew it was going to be tough. I knew the academic schedule is pretty strict. They're in a great basketball program, the ACC. So I just knew it was going to be tough. I didn't even know what exactly it was going to be, but I came in, we conquered it, we graduated today. I'm so excited, proud of all my graduates. We did it, 2019. Let's get it.
All right, congratulations. We're going to move on now. We're going to talk to Kyle. And Kyle, you have a very special person in attendance today. Tell us who you might be saying hi to out there in the stands.
My little daughter. I'm hoping I could, show her what this is about. Hopefully she come to Tech one day, but she's only 2 right now, so, I'm just glad she was able to watch this.
It's never too early to get started, getting ready to come to Georgia Tech. It's an amazing feat, and you student athletes, you do it because you put in not only the hours academically, but so much that goes into specifically playing on the football team.
Right. Yeah, like I said, I'm really blessed to be here, honestly. It took a lot between me and my family to get me here, and I'm glad I can make them proud by walking across that stage today.
All right, we'll bring in AJ now. AJ, you had a career that was unfortunately short-lived here at Georgia Tech for football. Tell me what you went through and how you persevered to now be walking across the stage getting your degree.
Well, it was bad news, terrible time at first, but my parents, they supported me throughout the whole situation, and I'm just blessed to be here.
And you also had fantastic support from the head coach at the time, Paul Johnson, and the brotherhood, right? The team, it seemed like, really lifted you up, and you were featured in the AJC. What was that like to see your name in the paper?
Oh, it's always good to see your name in the paper and see others being interested in what you're doing now with your life.
All right, AJ, well, thank you so much. We'll let you get back to line. Congratulations. We're going to send it down to our third member of our team over in McCamish Pavilion, Evan Atkinson, to introduce himself, and we'll see you back up here in just a moment.
All right, thank you, Bryce. As you can see, I'm live here in McCamish Pavilion about 45 minutes before this afternoon's Bachelor ceremony. I'm really excited. I'm sure friends and family are excited. They're starting to pile in here. Now, what I'll be doing is showing you just a different slice of today's ceremonies. I'll talk to you guys about the graduates' regalia, their class rings, and much more. But until then, I'm curious a little bit more about these graduates, so I'm actually going to send it back to you guys in Zelnak.
All right, thank you very much, Evan. And the first student that we're going to feature, he has lofty goals. Let's take a look at Maurice Montgomery.
I was at a track meet. I was running for Pebblebrook. I had just run and won my event. And I remember I was sitting on the side, you know, you're kind of worn out, and I got an email, I checked my phone, and told me I got in. I was just like, I got in. And they were like, what? I was like, I got into Georgia Tech. I went into the military my freshman year, second semester. It was January 27, 2014 when I signed my contract. I didn't know what to expect. I wanted a plan B because at that point, like, I was experiencing a lot of academic troubles and I didn't know if I was going to be at Georgia Tech. But it taught me that I can do anything because I never envisioned myself being a student and in the military at the same time. Coming here definitely connected me to the organizations that are here that I didn't know about, to opportunities that I didn't know about. I knew I wanted to change the world. I know that I want to change the world, and I feel like when I took health policy, it went hand in hand with the advocacy work that I was doing, so it just made sense to be a public policy major. In January of this year, I started working at a nonprofit that supports homeless LGBT youth. So now I work there full time and looking forward to whatever comes next. I found that I was able to be very impactful at Lost and Found because of everything I learned through public policy. I literally took everything I learned in my classes and dumped it into the Lost and Found, and I saw the impact right away. If I didn't have people like that doing that for me, I wouldn't be where I am and be as comfortable as I am and be as outgoing as I am. So I feel like I should pay it forward, and I feel like my entire life I'm going to be paying it forward because I am only who I am because of other people doing work like that.
The music helps kind of lighten the mood a little bit, doesn't it?
Definitely does.
He's enjoying it.
It's keeping me not so nervous.
When we talked to you, you said you've got some pretty big future ideas. Tell us where you kind of see yourself going.
Well, I definitely see myself going into government and politics at some point. City, local politics, because I think that's where you can make the biggest impact. But right after college, I just want to be a creative. I want to go create. I want to explore myself some more and enjoy life.
Now, you said you could see yourself being mayor of Atlanta. You still feel that way?
Definitely.
All right, so look for Maurice Montgomery's name on a ballot near you, correct?
Yes, I need your vote. 10, 15 years from now.
All right, keep his name in mind, Georgia Tech alum. All right, thanks, Maurice. All right, let's talk to Cece Calhoun. Now, we spoke with you when you first came to Georgia Tech. Do you remember that?
Yes, I do.
And your plans actually kind of changed. You started thinking, hey, maybe med school is what I want to do. Tell me how plans changed a little bit.
So I actually am an athletic trainer was an athletic trainer for the football team. And so throughout my experience there, my passions and my love for sports medicine grew. So now I'm going down the sports medicine path and hope to go to grad school for that after I graduate.
So you got to be very close, got to be good friends with some of the athletes here. What's your favorite sports memory from your time here at Georgia Tech?
That's hard. Probably just the experience of traveling with the team and going to the different sporting events, because I had come to the football games before with my family, but now actually being on the field and being in the environment, especially after we win and when the guys are jumping around, that experience is indescribable.
You know, speaking of family, you told us you were born and bred to come to Georgia Tech. Is your family here celebrating with you today?
Yes, they are, and my dad, who wants recognition for his legacy. We did it, Dad.
All right. Cece, congratulations and enjoy this day. All right. So, up next, the South's liveliest college newspaper, The Technique. They have a lot of folks graduating this year and looking to keep that tradition going. Let's take a look at our Technique team here at Georgia Tech.
The South's liveliest college newspaper. So we're a pretty tight-knit community. I guess it depends. The culture always changes depending on the staff that's here, but we're generally pretty lively.
Every year we do a To Hell with Georgia edition right before we play UGA in football, and that's always pretty fun. We have just a whole bunch of kind of satirical articles about UGA, and it's been going on for a long time, so that's probably one of our favorite traditions here. It's just a whole lot of fun.
Tech is a very technical-based school, and I came in as ME, so I wanted to have that kind of creative outlet where I could hone my writing skills and continue with that over the course of my college career.
I came to a technique meeting the second week of my freshman year, looking for something to do, looking to get some writing in, because I was a public policy major coming in, but I was really worried about not getting a ton of writing experience and, sort of losing myself in the calculus and CS and everything else that I knew I was going to have to do.
So I really just wanted to find a creative outlet on campus, just because I came in as a computer science major and I wanted to be able to kind of do something that was away from the whole math and science thing.
We are a student publication, pretty entirely independent at a STEM school. We have a lot of emphasis on teaching each other and teaching the younger classes how to do the work that we're doing. And so a lot of it, and really all of it, is based just on our ability to communicate with each other and form really good relationships so that the paper sustains itself, because we don't have a journalism program to fall back on here.
We all kind of had to teach ourselves how to use InDesign, how to write. We hold like a lot of different workshops about AP style and stuff like that. So it really kind of brings us together more, since we kind of have to coach ourselves through it without having that existing journalism infrastructure.
This very ragtag group of mostly STEM majors are able to hold their own and compete and bring home awards and be the best in the state. And I think that's a credit to how intelligent and naturally curious we all are as people and as, budding scientists, but also the fact that we really, really mean it when we want to do good work.
And I'm here with Mara Curry, who is a part of the Technique. Why don't you tell the people back in McCamish exactly what your role was with the Technique?
Sure. So I joined the Technique the second week of my freshman year and fell in love with it pretty immediately. And so the second semester of my freshman year, I was promoted to news editor, and I did that role for about 2 years. And so I've been back and forth in different capacities since then.
So Georgia Tech doesn't have a journalism school.
That's right.
There's not necessarily a media or mass communications department. What drew you to writing and being a part of that lifestyle?
So I really loved the public policy program from the get-go because it focuses on helping us understand the systems on which we're reporting, right? So the ecosystem, the policy systems, all of these different mechanisms. And so understanding that better makes for better reporting. And so that is an asset, absolutely. Getting to learn how to code and do math and all of these other different facets sets you apart in the journalism field, certainly, more than other journalism schools would offer.
And you've been able to get some hands-on experience here locally with public radio. Tell me about that.
Yeah, so I've been very, very fortunate. I worked with Georgia Public Broadcasting last fall as an intern in the newsroom, and then from there I was promoted to actually be a producer and reporter simultaneously with classes, which was really, really exciting. And then I also was very lucky to join a program nationally this past summer, doing producer work, doing reporter work, and sort of helping spread the gospel that Georgia Tech kids can do everything.
That's right, they certainly can. Thank you so much. We're going to let you get back to your line. Congratulations. Now we're going to bring in Matt Casillas, and you may not recognize Matt's face, but if he showed you his swimming stroke, you might be one of the millions of people that watched you do what? Tell me what went viral for Georgia Tech a couple of years ago.
So my sophomore year, I'm on the swim and dive team. We were away for a meet over at Virginia Tech, and the second day the meet got canceled due to snow. So we were kind of just trapped at our hotel with nothing to do, and we kind of made a little snow relay video. I'm a diver, but I was the backstroke leg. All my roommates are swimmers, and even though we're two different sports, it's one team in college. So I'd seen enough swimming to kind of understand how to at least mimic a backstroke, even though it might not have been technically very proficient.
Did anybody try and convince you to dive into the snow?
We kind of thought about that after we did the swimming, but that might have been a little more dangerous.
When that went viral, did you have any idea that it would reach as many eyeballs as it did? And then what was your life like after that?
We definitely did not expect it. One of my friends just put it on Twitter, and it blew up all over different media outlets. And I wouldn't say my life has changed that much. I don't really even remember it happening until things like this kind of remind me of it. But it was definitely a really cool experience, and I'll remember it forever.
All right, so we know that you can swim in the snow. What have you been working on here at Georgia Tech, and what's your degree in?
I'm in business administration, concentrating in operations and supply chain management. I've been diving all 4 years. I was a captain of the swim and dive team this past year, and pretty much just enjoying Atlanta and the college experience.
And you got to ring the bell.
I did get to ring the bell.
At Scheller College of Business, when they graduate, they all ring the bell. Very, very cool. So congratulations, Matt. Very proud of you guys. And man that can swim in the snow, not everybody can say that. Okay, we're going to send it down to Evan, who you might have seen on Matt, that he had some different types of stuff around his neck. And Evan is going to show you some of the regalia that the students are wearing today and what it means. Evan, down to you.
All right, thank you, Bryce, again. So as you can see, I am wearing the Bachelor's regalia. Now there's a few similarities and differences between the Bachelor's regalia, our Master's graduates from yesterday, and our PhD students. So today's Bachelor students are going to be wearing the traditional black gown with the Georgia Tech seal, and their mortarboards will have the white and gold tassels. When it comes to our Masters, now they have a little bit of extra material on their sleeves that kind of come to the point. And our PhD graduates will wear gold, and they have a little bit more decoration on the sleeves. But one thing that's really cool to note is that all the regalias are actually made of 100% recycled plastic bottles sourced from landfills. Now each cap and gown has about 23 to 27 plastic bottles in each. And I guess one last thing you should note is if you see a graduate or student wearing white or gold cords around their neck, that means they have earned themselves honors, high honors, or the highest honors. So if you see them, make sure you congratulate them. But that's it for the regalia, so let's send it back to you guys in Zelnek.
Well, very quickly.
All right, so we are back in Zelnek, and I am with Gretchen Corbin from the Georgia Lottery, who will be giving this afternoon's commencement address. So excited to have you with us.
Thank you, Stephen.
Can you give us just a quick preview of some of the words of wisdom you have for Georgia Tech graduates today?
Well, as you will hear in my speech, my words of wisdom are pretty simple. They don't need a Georgia Tech graduate to figure them out, but hopefully just a couple of words of wisdom for life. When I was preparing for today, I thought to myself, these students have so much more intellect than I had when I was graduating. They have traveled the world, they have learned so much, but I do have a little bit of life experience, 26 years unfortunately. So I thought, I'm gonna go from there. So just some basic words of wisdom when it comes to living our life after graduation.
Sounds like the best kind of advice. What's it like coming to Georgia Tech, coming back to a college campus?
It's a dream come true because every day I and my colleagues go to work for these students. The majority of these students, who are from Georgia, we know are Hope Scholars, they're Zell Miller Scholars. We literally work for them every day. So to be with them on their big day is just a dream come true. So we could never thank Georgia Tech or President Peterson enough for having us join you in this big celebration.
I can tell you that we really look forward to hearing your speech a little bit later. Thank you so much.
Very nice seeing you.
All right, so next up, we're going to introduce you to a student who has worked very hard to get to her graduation day. Let's meet Sobia Bhatti.
I'm from a small town in South Georgia called Montezuma. We have one traffic light, first of all. No Walmart. If you wanted a Walmart, you had to drive 30 minutes. GT actually sends out little newsletters to your hometown if you get honors or something like that. And so anytime that that's published, I'll have a couple people that I know still from there. They'll like text me and be like, I saw your name in the paper for like GT today. When you're coming from a small town and people like are there celebrating with you, it kind of makes you realize that you never leave your home. My parents and I would drive up here all the time, and we would drive by and you'd see the North Ave buildings on 75, and I would just always be like, one day I'm gonna come here. I made it here, so there must have been something in me that the school saw that says that, you know, like, we want her, so that means that I can do it. My parents come from very like humble beginnings, and so it was all up to me. And I've been working every semester as well while taking classes at Tech, and so just like knowing that I did that also just like really makes me feel super proud of myself, because I see other students that are blessed and they're just like coasting through life, and they're like going to an event or a party, and I'm just like, oh, I can't, I have to go to work. But now I can. And so I think it's totally worth it. If there's any other student that's self-supporting themselves, that yes, it kind of sucks right now, but when you're at that finish line and you can look back and say, yeah, I did that, like my name's on that degree and it's totally mine. I think that's amazing.
So you may hear in the background that Ms. Corbin is addressing the graduates as they're lined up here. I'm here with Sobia. Sobia, you worked very hard to get to this moment today, and one of my favorite things about your story is you're going to take some time off, some much-needed R&R, correct?
Yeah, definitely. It's going to be so exciting, just like having time to myself.
Yeah. And another thing really exciting, you will be crossing the stage with a job offer. You know what you're doing after Georgia Tech. Tell me what you're going to be doing.
I'll be working as an auditor for Deloitte starting in September.
And I'm going to have Sobia turn around so you can check out this grad cap that she did. Turn around this way. This is an Ariana Grande reference, am I right?
Yeah, it is.
One of my favorite Ariana Grande songs, of course. Anybody you want to say hello to over in McCamish?
Hi, Mom and Dad. I'm doing it. I can't believe it.
She did it. She's here. All right. So she's got to go over to the other gym with the rest of the business graduates. Congratulations.
Thank you.
We're going to talk to another business administration student, Meredith Walpert. Meredith, you actually are one of 2 students who were recognized as our top undergraduate students at Georgia Tech. Did that come as a surprise to you?
It was the biggest surprise. Oh my gosh, that is even more of a surprise.
That's our mascot. That is our mascot.
I love it. No, but it was great. It truly was. It was such an honor and so humbling. It was amazing to end a school year like that. So cool.
So what's up next for you? What's on the agenda after graduation?
Yes, so I'm actually headed to Chicago to work at LinkedIn. I'll be doing their business leadership program, which is a rotational program, and I'm super excited for it. It'll be really exciting.
So how does it feel to have come to a school like Georgia Tech and to get an award like a top undergraduate student? You got to be proud.
It is so surreal, but I do have to say, like, all of my classmates, they all deserve that award. Those are the people who push me to be better every single day, and I wouldn't be the woman I am today without them. So it's extremely, extremely awesome. It's very exciting.
A big shout out for Meredith when she crosses the stage a little bit later. Congratulations.
Thank you, appreciate it.
So business administration, full of lots of cool students, including one we met, Darius Chinoy, who decided to take something he did as a hobby and turn it into his own small business doing haircuts. It's pretty awesome. Check it out.
For my whole life, my dad cut my hair until I was about a junior in high school, and we would only just buzz my hair off, right? And homecoming comes around, junior year, and I needed a haircut, but he was out of town. So I said, okay, well, I still need to look fresh. So I decided to just shave it all off. And I was like, this really wasn't that hard. I get to Georgia Tech, and I'm still doing the buzz cuts, but I was thinking, I can make a little bit of money doing this because a lot of guys like me just buzz their hair off. And I could do it for them for $5. It shouldn't be too hard. And I decided, like, maybe I should, like, figure how to do this better. I went to YouTube, I got my clippers, I did tutorials, and I practiced on myself. So when I had this idea and I wanted to take it a step further, I emailed my operations, my marketing, my strategy professor. I asked them how I should go about it, and they gave me a lot of help, and I think that it made me feel that my school was behind me on my endeavors, and that instilled confidence in me. People have called it Uber for haircuts, yes. All that I have is a bag full of haircutting supplies, right? Being mobile and me having the price point that I have, I'm able to compete on a pricing level, and I'm able to compete at a convenience level. Definitely think Scheller helped me, first of all, learn how to run this business, learn how to make it what it is. What's nice about having money in your pocket as a college student is you can finally, like, go out to eat. And I'm a huge foodie, right? And on the weekends, I would spend the money that I would make on food. If I ever wanted to buy clothes, it wasn't a problem for me. It even helped me buy my car. I've talked about it in every single interview I've done. It's helped me land all my internships and it helped me land my full-time job. And I think that's really important because it's beyond haircutting. These things that I've learned, they stretch everywhere. And I at least know that if I'm ever unemployed, I can definitely start this back up again and get to cutting hair.
All right, here is Darius. And Darius, you came up with this idea on Georgia Tech's campus to do mobile haircutting. Yes. Obviously, it worked out pretty well for you. Can we check out your do? How do you look? Yes. I mean, yeah, look at this. So this is, tell me what this is.
So this is my take on my business called Haircuts by D-Clips. I thought for graduation, it'd be pretty fitting to make it Graduation by D-Clips. And I got this logo done by a tech student. Everything that I did for the business was done within the Georgia Tech small business community. So shout out to Keshav. He did my hat. So yeah.
And you have this kind of idea of advancing already mobile haircutting in your company. You're thinking about some other different ways that you can still cut hair even though you're a professional.
So I was thinking when to take this a step further, I was going to scale the business and see if I can get people on board with like an Uber for haircuts type of idea. That's what I'm looking at in the near future for Haircuts by D-Clips.
All right, let us know too what you're doing right now, because the haircutting thing, that's kind of a side thing, but you're a working pro.
Yes, so I got a job from KPMG. This haircutting business really blossomed. I was even able to buy a car with it. So
yeah, so we're not trying to brag on you, but a little bit. What kind of car did you end up buying?
I bought a 2000. It's a little modest, right? A 2004 Lexus ES 330, and I love it. It's named Sharkeisha, so you should check it out.
Where does that name come from?
It's gray like a shark, but I was like, how am I supposed to describe the color of this gray? I was like, Sharkeisha from the viral video. Sharkeisha, you should check it out.
No lack of creativity here from Dryas. All right, we got to let you go. You got to go back to your other gymnasium. Thank you so much. Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, we're going to bring in now Bria. She's talking. Come on, it's your turn. All right, this is Bria Matthews, and tell the good people down in McCamish what you did in the athletic department here at Georgia Tech, what your sport was.
I run track and field. I'm a long and triple jumper.
Okay, and I think what's really cool about your story is that you have competed internationally. You've gone on to what type of circuit, and where did you go?
I competed at the Junior World Championships, which is in Poland. That was my freshman year. I competed in the long and the triple jump. I placed 4th in the triple jump and 5th in the long jump.
So what has been some of your best experiences here at Georgia Tech on the track team on campus? What are you really going to miss about not being on campus and being a student athlete?
Well, actually, I will be on campus next year and a student athlete.
All right.
I'm completing my master's next year and still running track. But I really enjoy the whole team aspect of it. I love my teammates, I love my coaches, and I love competing.
Okay, let's get a look at your mortarboard here because it's very floral. Can you take me through the design of your mortarboard? Turn around a little bit, bend back, yeah.
Is it there?
All right, what was the impetus of this design?
So it I think it encompasses my journey in track and through my academic career because I was injured for 2 years after my freshman year and I came back. So it was kind of like I stumbled for 2 years, but I didn't fall and I came back, so.
And I know that Athletic Director Todd Stansberry just honored you with something. He's only given out 5 of them. What award did you get within the athletic department?
He gave me an everyday champion coin because he said that I am a very good example of an everyday champion because of like the struggles I went to and how I handled it.
All right, well, congratulations. Thank you so much for joining us, and good luck walking across that stage and getting your diploma. So that is Bria Matthews, and speaking of everyday champions, you have to be a champion to go to 2 schools at once. That's what Jordan Harvey Morgan did on her path to Tech through Spelman.
Applying out of high school, I did not get into the engineering programs that I wanted to. And I knew that Spelman had these connections to these fantastic engineering programs, and I was like, okay, I can do this. And so I majored in math at Spelman, and I'm getting a computer engineering degree here. So getting kind of the best of both the liberal arts and the STEM fields. I didn't even know about computer science until I took my first CS class at Spelman my sophomore year of college. And I was like, this is fantastic. Like, this is definitely what I want to do, and that's why I went into computer engineering. I think the importance is kind of seeing what you can do with tech, but also knowing kind of like what you should and shouldn't do. And just because it's possible doesn't necessarily mean you should do it. So summer 2016, I interned at the New York Times in the interactive news department. I helped do some of their Olympics coverage, which was actually like the greatest thing ever. It was super awesome. I got to watch the Olympics as part of my job. I really learned about kind of the intersection of tech and non-traditional tech industries. It was something I knew I was interested in, but I didn't kind of really see how powerful and how important that space was. Being a transfer student, you bring a lot of different things to the major and you think about things differently, and I would say that if you really want to do this, really want to come to Georgia Tech, that it's definitely possible. I accepted a job at Nike as a rotational engineer, so I'm gonna do 3 different software engineering rotations within Nike's tech department, and then get to see kind of which one I want to work in. So I'm gonna move out to Portland and work at Nike, which is actually actually my dream job. I called my mom at 18 in my Spelman dorm room, like, I want to work at Nike. And it's happening.
All right, I'm here with Jordan. No big deal, 2 degrees, right?
Yeah, I'm very excited that it's actually finally over, but awesome degrees.
And if engineering at Georgia Tech wasn't enough, let's do math at Spelman too, right?
Well, I mean, I like math, and why not just add it on?
And you were saying you might have a pretty large cheering section over at McCamish. I bet they're over there standing up and yelling right now.
I really hope so. I told them to get there early to see this, so hopefully they're there.
So Nike, that's what's up next for you.
Yes.
Are you excited?
So excited. Hopefully they don't take all of my money back from me buying all the stuff, but...
Yeah. And what will you look back on your time here and say, this was my favorite Georgia Tech memory?
Hack GT, I was really involved, and planning, like helping plan the really big event was just an awesome experience, and I wouldn't trade it for the world.
All right, we'll have a super loud cheer for Jordan as she crosses the stage in just a few minutes. Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, so next we're going to talk to Juan Sebastian Rubio Lopez. Did I get it right?
Yes.
Okay.
Correct.
So tell me a little bit about your story. Your journey to get to Georgia Tech is a little bit of a longer one.
Yeah, it's a bit of a long story. So I graduated from high school in 2009, and I was not a permanent resident then, so I couldn't go to college right away. I had to wait around 4 years until I got my permanent residence card. And from there, I started at Broward Community College, and I graduated 3 years ago in May 2016. And now here I am graduating again. And honestly, for anyone out there who's an immigrant or older like me at 28 years of age, anything is possible. I'm on my way of pursuing to become an astronaut, and I feel like it's gonna happen, so pursue your dreams. Yes.
I would totally agree. This guy has put in so much hard work here at Georgia Tech. Speaking of astronaut, you mind taking off your cap so we can see this? He's put a lot of hard work into this. The sky is not the limit, is it, sir?
It's not the limit. People tell me the sky is the limit, but I tell them it's not.
So what's up next for you? You finished the degree here. You're headed up north a little bit to continue your studies.
Yes, so I will be starting my PhD in mechanical engineering at Johns Hopkins.
Looking back on your time at Georgia Tech, all the hard work you put in, was it worth it?
All the hard work was worth it. Day and night, 24/7, I will do it all over again. This university prepared me to take any challenge beyond undergrad.
And if you were questioning how much this guy wanted to be an astronaut, his Instagram handle is Astro Sebastian, right?
And astronaut Sebastian too, I have to now.
All right,
yeah.
two. Follow him on Instagram. There we go. Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right. So, going to continue to let you behind the scenes a little bit to some of the graduates that you see behind us. But first, we want to show you what the Georgia Tech rings look like this year. All of the graduates who have a ring, it actually went on a pretty special ride, and Evan's going to tell us a little bit more about Georgia Tech's class ring.
All right, so I'm back here in McCamish. I actually have 2 of my buddies here. They're gonna help me out. They're actually here to watch their older brother graduate with a chemical engineering degree. But we wanted to show you this huge ring we have here, which is actual replica of the class ring. So let's go over a little bit of the details. So on this side here, we have Tech Tower, which is the oldest building on campus, and probably one of the most recognizable as well. Above that, we have 1885 inscribed, which is the year that Georgia Tech was founded. Let's turn it around and see the other side. All right, on this side here, you can see we have the Rambling Wreck, and below that, we have Buzz, Georgia Tech's 2 very popular icons, and you can always see the Rambling Wreck riding around campus. Students love to get a bunch of photos, and let's see the top. So the top here is actually the Georgia Tech seal. And what's cool about this is you'll see President Peterson today wearing a medallion around his neck that actually has this exact seal with the words inscribed, progress and service. And a new tradition that was started with these class rings is that each ring purchased by a student actually gets to go on a special ride around campus in the Rambling Wreck. So let's actually roll a video now so we can learn a little bit more.
Coming from a high school in Georgia, I was hoping to go to Georgia Tech from the start. I was deferred early admissions to regular, and so when I applied to regular admissions, I was then waitlisted. After that decision came to me, I decided to go to Southern Poly, which was the next best engineering school in the state. I attended there for a year as it turned into Kennesaw State, and I applied to transfer to Tech and was denied, and then after a year and a half, I applied to transfer to Tech again and was denied, before finally being accepted after 2 years. It's been a wild experience, honestly, but I've worked my hardest through Georgia Tech and have kept a 4.0 this entire time, and I'm hoping to graduate with it this final semester. It was relieving in a huge sense to finally get that acceptance. It was almost like, checking it again. It was, what do I expect? Because the last couple times I almost had expectations of getting in, and I let myself get down from that. And then I realized, let life go with the flow and let it take you where it needs to be, and either way, I'll be okay. It was like, okay, I've got my footing right. I've got a strong base, and I know what I can do in college already. It's just a matter of proving to myself that Tech, doesn't have to be different. I've been streaming to Twitch for almost 4 years to the day right now, and it's just been a great experience. I just kind of figured if I'm gonna, spend this time playing video games, I might as well capitalize on that and have a positive impact on someone. When I graduate from Tech, I'll be moving out to Dallas, Texas, and working with IBM at the start of June, and it's a great offer. I'm really excited to be working with that. It's right in, my little niche of computer engineering that I'm interested in. If there's another challenge that comes my way, that I can look at this experience that I've had at Tech and really be prepared for what's coming.
So you saw the title slide for your name, but tell everybody out there in McCamish exactly how you pronounce your name.
So my name is Spencer Bon Jovi. It is actually spelled the exact way of the singer biologically, but he changed it for the band. So that's why you guys kind of recognize it as BON space JOVI. But yeah.
Is it fair to say that you're living on a prayer?
Always have been. Sometimes, I'm wanted dead or alive.
Nice. Well done. You went right back. We didn't even practice that. That was so good. Okay, so one thing I do want you to tell me about is what's on the back of your hat here, because this is important to you.
Yes. So I actually spend a lot of time streaming to twitch.tv, and so this is my logo and a link to my channel in case anyone wanted to watch.
The QR code. Look at that.
QR code. You got to scan it and give me that follow. But yeah, I've actually just since 2019 alone, I've spent 800 hours streaming to Twitch, and it's just been a great release for me from school and whatnot to really sit down, just play video games, interact with my viewers, and just have a fun time.
One other thing I have to ask you, do you lead the nation in images with tank tops?
I probably, yeah. If I'm not wearing a cap and gown, I'm probably wearing shorts, tank tops, and a pair of flip-flops, so.
All right, Spencer, your line's already gone. You got to go catch up with them.
All right,
congratulations.
I'm going to do that. Thank you very much.
All right, that's Spencer Bon Jovi. Now we're going to talk to a couple of guys who have put together some really cool mortar boards. First up, we have Ben here. And Ben, I think this is pretty self-explanatory, but tell us a little bit about what you've created.
Well, it's May the 4th, and May the 4th be with you. So I went ahead and took a LED light strip, cut it in half, and made a couple lightsabers.
The real question is, you went with blue. Is this Luke's? Whose lightsabers are they?
Yeah, I was going for, I guess I did Luke and Vader. Didn't really matter, but just picked two that would be recognizable and went for it.
The original one. Well, thank you very much for taking some time. Your line is also gone, so you got to head on out of here. That's Ben. Now we're here with Nathan, and his is very unique. Tell me a little bit about what you've created here.
So I'm an EE, and I built a synthesizer because I love music and I love circuits. So yeah, and it plays. Oh no. It's out of tune.
Oh, it's out of tune. It can be out of tune.
I don't know what's wrong. Well, it was working earlier.
Well, and we believe you because you're a Georgia Tech student and graduate now, and you would never lie. Well, thank you so much. Very, very cool for taking some time out of your day. Now you go find your line because it is almost time for commencement here at Georgia Tech. And here at Commencement, we have all sorts of different students who will be honored here today, including one very special group from the Excel program.
To move the tassel, it's going to go like that.
Okay.
So,
Got it. So proud of you.
society changes, I expect that celebrations like this graduation from college will become just a routine ritual. Georgia Tech is a very prestigious research university, so why would a leading technological university open its doors to college-age students with cognitive and developmental disabilities by incorporating Excel? The short answer is because Georgia Tech's motto is progress and service.
For many years, Georgia Tech has been recognized for its brains. Because of all of you, and especially because of Terry and Cyrus, it is now recognized for its heart.
Thank you to Georgia Tech students, the Excel students, classmates, and friends. You actually changed the course of history.
You are each architects of your own future and deserve all the good that awaits you in your life. As Director of Excel, I present these candidates: Kurt, Frankie, Faith, Natalie, Rashad, Alex, Carrie, Rose, who have duly completed all the requirements for Excel, completion which is signified by a certificate of social growth, leadership, and career development.
All right, let's give a big round of applause to our Excel graduates who are here with now. Fantastic. Alex, tell me, what was your favorite moment here at Georgia Tech?
Friends.
Friends?
I have fun at the Georgia Tech.
Yeah. Faith, you went through that line really quick. Were you pretty excited? She was, I can tell you. She was really excited. What were you excited for? Well, she worked hard. I can tell you that to finish the program. Carrie, tell me your favorite moment from here at Georgia Tech.
My favorite moment was meeting my roommates and getting to bond with them and going out on the football field for the first time.
That was pretty awesome, wasn't it? Did you figure it out, your favorite moment?
Meeting my friends and getting to live on my own.
Getting to live on. Fantastic. Let's hear it for our Excel graduates one more time, everybody. Thank you so much. All right, guys, you got to go get in line. So y'all do that. I'm going to step out this way. So what we want to do is we want to give you an idea as we're getting ready. We got a few minutes to go before commencement, sort of the logistics of what's going to happen. So the students are going to line up this way. They're going to walk down here. And we do something pretty cool at Georgia Tech. We're high tech, of course, right? And I realize my back is to the camera right now. But here's what we do. Every student has their own special moment. Each student's name is announced. That's really important for us here at Georgia Tech. But we do it in a high tech way. What every student has done is they've called ahead. They've pre-announced their name into a computer. And they've pronounced it exactly the way they want it to be announced. Each student has a card. On that card is a barcode, and what they're gonna do is they're gonna walk up here, they're gonna hand over their card, and we actually scan the barcode, and it correctly pronounces a computer generation of their name. That's pretty awesome, right? Only Georgia Tech, of course. So they're gonna cross the stage this way. They're gonna pick up their diploma from the dean somewhere right about here, and then they're gonna continue to cross the stage, shake hands with President Bud Peterson. He still shakes every graduate's hand. That's, I think, 3,800 handshakes this weekend, so pretty good there, right, Bryce? Then they're gonna walk over this way and have their photo taken for the first time with that Georgia Tech diploma. Pretty awesome, right?
It's extremely awesome. And then they're gonna head back to their seat. And you may not know where they're going to sit, right? I mean, you're looking at this vast sea of metal chairs and you have no idea where your student is going to sit. The person that you have driven miles and you have helped throughout this entire journey, you want to know where they are, right? Well, I got some news for you. I can't tell you. I don't really know where they're going to be. But what I can do is I can give you the general vicinity of where they are going to be. So, if you are starting off here on this left side, the first couple of rows are going to be the Ivan Allen College of Liberal Arts. It's right around here. And then you move into a fairly large section for the Scheller College of Business, till about right there, maybe here. And then after that, you have about 5 or 6 rows for the Colleges of Sciences. And then those rows, all of those rows, and into the overflow is engineering. So we are ready to start commencement. We can't tell you exactly where your student will be, but they'll be in those general areas. So it's time to celebrate the brave and honor the bold. To the yellow jackets that fly today that have donned white and gold. Let's have a hell of a commencement.